like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
This segment is brought to you by Debonair Cigars. Visit stogiegeeks.com/debonair for a list of retailers who carry Debonair. Buy some today and get a little more Debonair. Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. This is our Debonair Ideal segment for this evening. We're talking about luxury cigar cutters. Now, for all our listeners out there that think we're just going to cover $300+ cutters, yes, we are going to talk about some that cost $300, Will. But
That's good.
I'm going to bring it down to earth and talk about some more affordable but very classy cigar cutters, which you can buy next door at my other side of my shirt, Havana Cigar Club. I went over there and I was kind of just rummaging around through their accessories and found some. But Will, do you have any like really high end cigar cutters, like really? Like ones you only break out when you're wearing your smoking jacket?
I actually don't because I tend to lose them. And I'll lose them in the house too. So
It's
not
amazing,
just
right?
like
It's like losing the remote, falls on the cushions, gone forever.
I mean, I'll tell you, I have just done I bought when I was up in Rhode Island. I bought a paleo cutter and I lost it literally before I got back from Rhode Island with you guys. I bought it over at Mr. J's.
So this is my classy paleo cutter. If we can switch to the, yeah. That's my classy looking one. That's like the, excuse me, carbon fiber looking one. That one's pretty nice. What are they, like $40, Will?
Yeah, they're $40. I mean, like I said, so even if I'm losing a $40 cutter, that's why I've been a little hesitant. Now, I do have some on a bucket list that I do want to get, and I'm going to figure a way not to lose them in the house either.
So on your bucket, I wonder what's on your bucket list. Is the Davidoff pocket scissors on your bucket list?
Yes.
Yeah, mine too. These are $300. They're stainless steel scissors. I probably should have given the production guys some pictures of them. They're in our secret show notes, but there are some in there. There's Davidoff pocket ones. And then Davidoff makes one that are gold-plated in stainless steel, and those can go up to $725. Now, I've not used one of these cutters. I don't know how well they work. I have to say, they look freaking awesome. Awesome. And this is like one of the classier things that, I got on my list. I think it's really cool. Obviously, you don't want to lose them, right? But, I think that they're really classy.
That Davidoff cutter, the shape of it, I've seen that it's nothing better to cut a bellicoso than with a pocket scissor.
Oh, and it looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I want some.
Yeah.
Did you see the gold? The gold plated one looks really awesome.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And they're kind of long. I'm sure they cut fantastic. I mean, for $725, the thing better cut the cigar like a champion and give me a back rub and a foot massage afterwards.
Yeah.
But these are luxury. These are luxury items. These aren't your everyday items. This isn't something. I mean, $725 buys a lot of cigars for most of us listening to this show, right? But there are all these luxury items out there, which I think are pretty cool to kind of, research them and see what it's all about. Like if you were to go to the super high end, what would it look like? I wanted to talk about. What is this one right here? Hold on. There's another one was a birdie cutlery.
Oh, this thing looked real interesting.
Really cool. So it's a birdie cutlery, Rosalino Tagliacigari cigar cutter. It's an ox horn handle, and it looks like a barber. What do you call the razor thing that you shave with? It looks like one of those, except on the handle, it's got a little cutout for where you put your cigar, and then you bring it down. So it's a pointless blade and is used only for cutting cigars. Again, it's got an ox horn handle. Overall length is 7.5, and the blade length is 3.3. It retails online. I found it for $372.
Yeah, we'll put these in the show notes when we post the video. Because you want to see these. I have never cut a cigar with an ox handle.
That could be interesting.
An ox horn. Excuse me.
Ox horn. Yes.
I've never done that. So I guess. It looks like it's more like a curved knife. This thing looks like.
Yeah. Now, this other guillotine cutter looks like something straight out of a medieval castle. This thing is like ridiculous, gold-plated. It's a mini guillotine. It's got the little spot where you put your cigar and you bring the guillotine down. It's got this little like brass or gold-plated little cup that the cap falls in after you cut it. I didn't get a price on this one, Will. I just thought it was one of the most ridiculous cigar cutters I've ever seen in my entire life. It's certainly a luxury item. Like if you put this on the table in here, it would look like way out of place.
Well, let's kind of define guillotine. This is a guillotine.
No, yeah, okay. Like
this is an actual guillotine.
Yeah, like medieval times when they said off with your head and they put you in the guillotine. It is one of those, but it's a cigar cutter. Yeah, and you can actually find cheaper versions of these online, I found. So I thought I didn't get a price on this one. The price isn't even listed, which tells me who knows how much it costs. But again, we'll put some links in the show notes. Maybe, I see the production guys doing stuff. They're going to try and get some of these pictures up so our live viewers and video viewers can see these. So maybe we'll recap these towards the end of the segment. Yeah, sorry, poor planning on my part. Go ahead, Will.
Now, I would really want, because with single guillotine cutters, I hate them.
There it is. There's the guillotine cutter came up on the that is like an actual guillotine cigar cutter. It's gold. It's got the little gold-plated cup that catches your cap. Just it does it for me. It tells me it's a real luxury item. This is something I don't know. I don't know if I'd put that on my table and have. You could.
Would you cut a cigar? I mean, here's the thing. That would need, to me, it looks like you need some practice to cut that with cigar with that.
Well,
thing.
I find the ones, and I have one at the house. It's a Tommy Bahama one. I should have brought it in, but it's a stand-up model, and it's got the handle on the top, and you put the cigar in from the side, and you cut it. And the first time, it was actually Stogie Santa was the first guest at my house that used it to cut a cigar, and he's like, I cut too much off. So like if you put it all the way in, it definitely cut too much off. So you got to be careful, like you said, Will, when you use some of these things, that you don't cut your cigar incorrectly.
Yeah, because I was saying this is really, I mean, if you kind of would compare it, it's like a single guillotine cutter, and I do not like the single guillotine cutters. I think I have a lot of trouble, and I tend to cut too much off, and I tend to then tear a wrapper as a result. So I'd say this would need some practice, but it is very interesting. This is a very interesting device. Yes.
Now, the last luxury item I have on my list is the most expensive way to buy a cutter I think that you could possibly imagine. So this one comes inside of a Bentley Flying Spur Linley Edition car. So it's the signature Bentley Flying Spur luxury car. Received several unique upgrades because as if driving a Bentley is not enough for you, you want to drive the Flying Spur Luxury Edition, which comes with a lot of enhancements on the inside, including, if I can get the humidor that is in between the back seats, contains a humidification system, cigar cutter, and ashtray. You also get a built-in fridge behind the armrest in the rear console with specially designed space for bottle storage and picnic tables. Pop-up vanity mirror concealed within. These are all standard. The total price, I believe, of this car and the humidor that comes inside of it is $225,000.
Can we get that? Can we get that up?
There's a picture. You can see the back seat comes with its own separate little cushions.
I'm not sure it's coming up on the video.
Yeah, it's up on the live stream now. Well, you won't be able to see it, but it is up on the live stream. And there's the humidor inside, and you see cigars in there. And then in the very front, there is a cutter and a lighter. It looks like Cohiba cigars in that humidor. If I had to venture a guess, picture's not very good of the cigars.
Okay, now I see. Yeah, it's a little delayed. Yeah, I gotta get that.
You got to get one of these. I mean, you got to have one of these, Will.
Why aren't more manufacturers making a car humidor?
Car
That is
humidor. Oh no, I was talking about the Bentley. You gotta have a Bentley.
Bentley,
Dude. You
yeah.
gotta have the Bentley because it comes with the humidor. So I mean, you gotta buy one of these.
Wow.
This is like to me one of the. This is probably the most luxury cigar item that we've ever reviewed on the show.
Yeah. Could we bring up the other two? Just so I want the viewers to see that because I think there's some really good things.
Those other the Davidoff cigar scissors.
The Davidoff and the Birdie, yeah.
Yeah, the Davidoff and the Birdie. If you guys can bring that. Yeah, there's the Davidoff cigar scissors. You can see the beautiful gold-plated handle, stainless steel scissors. I mean, those are just gorgeous. I believe that one retails for $725. I mean, that's an ultimate cigar cutter right there.
That is.
And
cool.
there is the Birdie right there. That's a $325 item. That's with the ox horn handle and the pointless blade, purposely made for cutting. So that one looks like it needs some practice too, Will. You need some practice cutting a cigar with that.
I'd like to actually just try cutting a cigar.
Yeah.
With something
Well,
like
my
that.
thing is, I mean, to take the blade to the handle, it almost needs two hands. Like, how do you hold the cigar and, like, cut it at the... I guess it's smaller than the picture makes it look or something. I don't know. In any case. All right. Back down here on planet Earth for for us regular folks. They've got some Lotus cutters next door. And
I love the Lotus cutters. I use those.
I've never actually used a Lotus cutter. There's a picture of their black label cutter with the carbon fiber insert. So carbon fiber accents, German steel blades, 58 ring gauge, lifetime warranty. The MSRP is $79.95 for this cutter that I'm holding in my hands. I'm going to put it there so we can get a close-up of it. So that's what the cutter looks like. There's a little button so it closes, and then you push the button and it opens up, and you can cut your cigar. It's a push button. This one's kind of nice. I haven't actually used this one yet. In fact, if I figure out which cigar I'm going to smoke next, I'm going to try smoking this older Viaje Skull and Bones release. I
would invite, anyone when you do get a new cutter. I mean, I know we're doing this on the show, but break in your cutter on some cigars that you may not want to,
Oh, really? Why is that, Will?
Well, because for starters, some of the tension you may want to, typically what I'll do with a cutter, I don't know if you can see on my camera, is I'm using my Cigar. I kind of will do this.
Yeah.
I'll kind of, just kind of loosen it a little bit, because it may be a little tight when you first get it.
Right.
I'll practice on a less expensive cigar.
Interesting.
Again, to make sure that the sharpness of the blade.
Right.
And I've done a couple of reviews of accessories, and I usually will put it through the test, and
Yeah.
sometimes the early times you may not get that good cut because you're not using it right.
I noticed that with the one we're going to review after this. So I'm going to cut my cigar with this particular cutter right now. This is the first time I've ever, maybe the first time this. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
I mean,
they give a pretty good cut.
Yeah, it's usually if it's like I said, a lot of times I will though, and you'll know if the cigar just doesn't feel right in your hand. Sometimes you just got to adjust how you're, however you're making the cut, so to speak, how much pressure you're exerting.
Yeah. So now there's this gift set that I have here. If we can put this on camera. Yeah. So this is another Lotus gift set. This comes with the torch lighter and this really unique cigar cutter. This cutter's really cool. The cutter does a 54 ring gauge. It's a guillotine cigar cutter with 2 cigar punches. So when I take this cutter out, I'm gonna put it here so we can show you. There's if you push these buttons here, well, you got to kind of move them around. You push down, push up and over. Yeah, up and over, and then down and over. There you go. These two punches come out from the sides, right? And then you got to move it like up. It's just because it's backwards now to get them back in. So it's got 2 punches. I'm not a huge fan of the punch. But what's interesting is there's a button on the side of this one. So when I push it, it opens it up, and then I can close it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought this was a pretty cool cutter. So you get this cutter and lighter. The retail on this is $104, and right now there's 30% off accessories next door. So I think you get this set for roughly $75 at the Havana Cigar Club.
That's a really nice set.
30% off all accessories next door, which is I planned the segment just to talk about some of the higher end cutters, and then I went next door and they're like, well, accessories are 30% off. So I thought that set was pretty cool because I like that lighter. In fact, Todd has that lighter, and I used it in the previous segment, and it was really nice. And I think I got to get used to that cigar cutter. I used it to cut one, and like you said, Bill, it takes a little.
Guillotine. Single guillotine is very different.
It's the way the spring works on that. I think it just takes a little practice to cut your cigar with it. So, but I like the cutter. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a big deal going on next door. 30% off all accessories. So.
Yeah. One last thing, just on cutter blades, keep them clean. Okay, use alcohol to kind of keep. You want to keep those blades clean. Because again, what happens is that as oil starts to build up and dirt starts to build up on there, it's going to affect the blade, the sharpness of the blade and the friction as well, especially on those double guillotines. So I find keeping your cutters clean are very, very important. And I don't think a lot of people talk about that.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Yeah, I used to be pretty diligent about cleaning my paleo cutters, but I haven't been lately.
Yep.
It's a good reminder, Will.
Yeah, no, it's important.
All righty. Well, that's our Debonair Ideal segment for this evening. Everything from, I think the least expensive one was that gift set right there with that unique little cutter for around $75 on sale next door at the Havana Cigar Club, all the way up to a $225,000 Bentley, which coincidentally enough comes with a humidor and a cutter and a lighter. I don't know if it comes. You need a car humidor.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Great idea. Alrighty. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break, come back, and talk about our Stogies of the Week. Stay tuned.